Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be part 4 of my makeup inventory for 2022. In this video, we will be starting with 6 pan palettes and going all the way through the rest of my palettes, and then we will do eyeliners and mascara. This is definitely one of the most laborious videos out of all of them for me to make. Sorting through all of the palettes for all of these photos takes way longer than it should and way longer than you would think. It is crazy how much time I've spent doing that over the last 5 Januaries. It's ridiculous. It is, if there is one motivator for me to not buy palettes, it is this inventory, because it is so much work, and having one more palette to lug around is just enough to make me, you know, stick with a low buy. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this intro. Thank you so much for watching my inventory videos. I do appreciate it, and let's get into it. Hi guys, we are kicking off part 4 of my makeup inventory with 6 pan palettes. I have a lot of them. I had 22 last year and I have 22 this year. Nothing has come in, nothing has left. I have been working on these here and there. Still working on this guy. As you know, this is in my pan in every palette project for the 3rd year running. I did have a chance to play with this Jouer Skinny Dip palette as well, and I really enjoyed that. I'd like to put that in a project this year sometime. And I had a chance to work on this Touch and Soul Metalist palette, which I really enjoyed as well. I think I had a lot of creasing with this though. I gotta play around with that and see if I can get that to work itself out. But other than those 3 palettes, I didn't really work on anything else from this collection this year. This was a contender for my Pan That palette this year, but I decided not to go with it. I would like to either depot or work on this gigantic palette that only has 6 shades in it. But yeah, we're still at 22 for my 6 pan palettes. Okay, 3 7 pan palettes are still here. I had 3 last year. None have come in, none have left, none have been used, none have been used up. Not much to talk about for this category. Okay, we are on to my 8 pan palettes. I had 18. I've had 18 for many years now, 3 years, and I still have 18. There's been no changes, unfortunately. I had great hope that I might get this one out in 2021. This was my Pan That palette last year. Didn't happen. Not even that close. But it's still here. I'm having a hard time taking it out of my bathroom too. I haven't put it back yet. Usually when I'm done with a project, it goes away and gets put back into the office, but even though I haven't used it since January 1st, I don't have it in me to put it away. I keep wanting to work on it. But other than that, I don't have any of these palettes in any projects currently. Yeah. So we'll see what happens this year. Okay, up next are my 9 pan palettes. I have a lot of 9 pan palettes. I had 28 last year and I still have 28. Out of all of these palettes, the only one that I've been working on is this one from MAC, the Classic Cutie palette. This is in my 50 Shades of Purple project. And I just have a usage goal. It's not going that well, but I need to get going on this. Other than that, I haven't really worked on any of these in the past year. Hopefully some of them will make their way into Get Ready With Me's or different projects throughout the year, but we are still at 28. Okay, here is my inventory of 10 pan palettes. We had 16 last year, and we have 16 this year. There's been no changes. I have worked on some of these throughout the year. I was able to finally use this palette for the first time this year. I think I worked on this for a little while this year, earlier in the year. And most recently I had this Lorac. Well, it currently is in a project. I'm not making a lot of good progress on it, but I have had a chance to reach for it a few times. So at least I'm getting some use out of some of these palettes. I just featured the shade in my Very Perry video that I did with Alex. So yeah, we're still at 16 for my 10 pan palettes. Okay, we still have 3 11 pan palettes. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. Maybe I should have put it as a 12 pan palette. There are technically 12 pans in this palette, but this one is a cream eyeshadow base, like a primer. So I don't know, maybe I should have put it in the 12 pans, but it's been in the 11 pan group all this time, so it's going to stay. I currently have this one in my winter shop my stash box, so I might be doing a get ready with this one during the month of January. We'll see, but I haven't had a chance to work on these two really at all in the past year. And actually I haven't worked on this one in the past year either. So we'll see if I could at least do a get ready with me with one of these palettes this year. Okay, one of my favorite posts on Instagram every year is my naked palettes. We are kicking off my collection of 12 pan palettes with these 6 right here. These are all Urban Decay naked palettes. I have the original, which I'm currently working on to hit pan in one shade. I have the Naked 2, which is in my winter shop my stash. I have the Naked 3, the Naked Smoky, the Naked Heat, and the Naked Cherry. That's the point where I cut myself off, and I am not gonna lie, as hard as I worked to get myself out of that completionist mindset, this is the one that I'm having the hardest time with. I've missed out on the Ultraviolet, the Honey, the Reloaded, the Western one, what was the Southwest? What was that one? And the newest one with all the duochromes. I've missed out on so many naked palettes, and the collector in me would love to own all of them, even though I'm not crazy about this formula, which is the true irony of this whole story, is that I don't love these shadows, but I want to collect all of these, and it's really hard every year when I pull these out to be like, oh, I just have 6. Other people probably have like 12. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I want to collect them all, but this is how many I have. And I suppose if we're looking at it as a glass is half full kind of scenario, it is a testament to my progress with breaking some bad habits. So we have 6 naked palettes. Okay, here is part 2 of 3 of my 12 pan palettes. I don't know if you know this, but makeup manufacturers love a 12 pan palette. This is definitely the category that I have the most of. I had 22 last year and I have 22 this year. Nothing has gone out, nothing has gone in. I'm currently working on this one in my Panner's Pan project, and these 2 are currently in my winter shop my stash, so they are both candidates for a get ready with me. But other than those 2, I'm not currently working on any of these. And there's a few that I've never used even once, which is sad. Like this one. I've never used this Pretty Vulgar one even once yet. How is that possible? This is definitely going to get pulled from my fall shop my stash this year. So this is 22 plus we already have 6, so that puts us at 28. Okay, this is the third part of my 12 pan palettes. This is the end of them. There's so many. There are 16 here. There's been no change. I had 16 last year. I really haven't used any of these in the past year, which brings up some emotions, not gonna lie. This Judy Time one, the It's Judy Time one, might be one of my oldest out of all of these. This was from BH Cosmetics, and I had pulled this from my recent Very Perry video that I did with Alex. So we'll see what happens with any of these palettes this year. I would love to incorporate them into projects or get ready with me's. I feel like a broken record. I know I've said that already, but I really would like to get as much use out of all of my makeup as possible during the year. But I also want to finish some makeup and therein lies the problem. But this is the last of my 12 pan palettes in total. My overall count for 12 pan palettes is 44. Yikes. Okay, here we are with my 13 and 14 pan palettes. Most of these have 14 pans except for this one. This is a 13 pan palette. No change. I had 6 last year. I still have 6. I am currently working on these two up here. I'm trying to hit pan in one shade in this palette, and I'm trying to get a usage goal on this palette until it is below $1 per use. It's a reference to What Not to Wear. If you guys watch that show, you know what I'm talking about, but it's a cost per use goal. And I did work on this Subculture palette from ABH last year as well, and I did hit pan in New Wave right there in the past year. So I had a chance to work on 3 of these palettes in the past year, which makes me very happy.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah, and that's Hazel's favorite palette. One of Hazel's many favorite palettes. Anyways, I would love to get around to using these other 3 this year. We'll see if that happens, but I'm happy that I have worked on or am working on 3 of them. Okay, up next is my inventory of 15 pan palettes. All of these palettes have 15 pans of eyeshadow in them. There were 8 last year. There are still 8. I have not finished any. I have not used any up. Have I worked on any? Not really. I do currently have this one in my winter Shop My Stash. So hopefully I will get around to doing a get ready with me using my I Want Candy palette this winter. They're all so hard to open. There we go. But yeah, I really haven't worked on any of these. As you guys know, this one's kind of pricey. I really should work on this one. Not let my good money go to waste, you know? We'll see. But we are still at 8 for this year. Okay, we are moving on to 16 and 18 pan palettes. Guess what? I had 13 last year and I have 13 this year. There's been no change. I bet you're shocked. I did get a chance to use this Fame palette from ColourPop for the first time in the last couple months, so that's good. It's no longer a never been used palette. The Lorac Pro 1 was definitely a contender for Pan That Palette this year. It's a contender every year. It might be my oldest palette. I'm pretty sure I bought that before I bought my Urban Decay Naked palette. When I realized what was going on in the world, I tried to get the Urban Decay Naked palette and it was sold out everywhere. So I settled for the Lorac Pro 1. Turns out I actually like the Pro 1 better than the Naked palette, but that's the story behind that. I currently have my Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette in my Project 10 uses. That's about all I have going on in this grouping right now. Hopefully I'll get a chance to work on some of these this year. Okay, everything in this post is between 18 pans and 25 pans, so we have a range of pans. And this category was at 10 last year, and we are up to 11 this year, and I have no regrets about that. This is my new baby. This is the Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey palette, which I received complimentary through Influencer for review purposes. I am unbelievably grateful to have been able to receive that. That is an 18 pan palette. Did it kill my low buy bank? Yes, it did. It absolutely killed it, but I'm really grateful to have received it. So the rest of these were all here last year as well. I'm not currently working on any of these. There's still a couple in here that are basically untouched. So we need to change that this year. But we are at 11. Okay, every palette in this inventory post is between 28 pans and 32 pans. I had 9 last year. I have 9 this year. There's been no changes. I'm currently working on this BH Cosmetics Eyes on the 60s palette, which prior to me putting it in the project it's in now, I had never used before. It was untouched. So that's good. Still a few untouched palettes in here. Would love to get around to using them sometime this year. We'll see. But yeah, we're still at 9 for this category as well. Oh, that palette's been upside down the whole time. Okay, we are getting there. We are getting there. This is the final post of just eyeshadows. These palettes are all between, well, 5 of these palettes have 35 pans. And then of course there's this beauty that has 100 pans of eyeshadow in it. All of these other palettes are from Morphe. They're all 35 pan palettes. I'm currently working on this one. I'm trying to hit pan on it in my Panner's Pan project. And of course, this is my Pan That palette for this year. This lovely beauty right here is my focus palette for the year. I am hoping to finish a lot of these. I'm hoping to hit a ridiculous amount of pan. And I'm hoping that at the end of this year, I will be able to make a decision about whether I want to keep this palette beyond this year or toss it. Because it's old. I didn't pay for it. It was a gift with purchase. And, you know, although I'm discovering some shades I really enjoy, there's a lot of shades that I probably don't want to try to pan. Like all of these blacks and this entire row of blues. Like maybe I want to pan a couple of those blues. I'm also not crazy about all the greens either, to be honest. I like a green eyeshadow, but not this kind of green. That's not my kind of green. I like a silvery olive green, not a primary color grass green. So we will see how far I can get. I am trying to multitask the heck out of this palette to get as much progress as I can. I will have much more to share with you guys at my first Pan That palette update around February 1st. But yeah, that's really exciting. I'm excited to be working on this busted old thing finally. So I still have 6 palettes between 35 and 100 pans. Okay, this is part 1 of 2 of my multi-palettes. These are multi-purpose palettes that have eyeshadows plus something else. So eyeshadow plus blush, eyeshadow plus bronzer, eyeshadow plus highlighter, some variation of the sort. Dang it, there's another upside down palette. I need to start double checking these things. Oh, I'm really slipping here, you guys. I have divided these 2 posts into my small multi-palettes and my large multi-palettes. So these are the small ones. I had 24 small multi-palettes last year, and this year, eek, I have 23. This is a category that my Pure Go Nude palette was in forever, and I finished that in 2021. I'm telling you guys, I know I am the slowest panner ever, but when a palette like that leaves my inventory and a number like this finally goes down, it makes it all worth it. I am so excited. There are definitely some low-hanging fruit in this group. This only has 3 or 4 pans of powder, I think 4. A blush, a highlight, and 2 eyeshadows. Yep. So those would be easy to pan. This only has 3. This only has 3. This really only has 2 eyeshadows. There's a cream blush that is probably too old for me to use, and 2 lip glosses that are too old. So I really just have 2 eyeshadows in this palette. Honestly, contender for Baby Pan That palette, you guys. Remind me when I finally finish my Baby Pan That palette to consider this. Because really, it's just these 2 eyeshadows. This box has some like little tools that may or may not have been thrown away by now. Oh, there's still one little tool left in there. There might have been something else in there. This has a cream blush that might be too old for me to use. I don't know. And here are 2 lipsticks that are definitely too old for me to use. So remind me to put that up for Baby Pan That palette next time. This was a contender for Pan That palette this year. I was really thinking about putting this big, huge palette in for Size Matters because the size of the packaging is ridiculous for what's actually in there. Obviously, I didn't go with that, but I would love to work on some of these palettes some more this year. At this point in time, I don't have any plans to work on any of them immediately, but like I said, I will be keeping an eye out for an opportunity to include these into various projects throughout the year for sure. Okay, we have finally made it. I know it's been quite a journey. We have finally made it to my last post of eyeshadows, blushes, highlighters, bronzers. I will not be talking about those again for the rest of this inventory. We are done with them. It just felt like it was going on forever because I have so many. This is my large multi-palettes. Again, these are palettes that include eyeshadows plus a face powder of some sort, whether it's blush, highlight, or bronzer. Some of these also include lip products, so that's concerning. I had 9 last year. I still have 9. I'm not currently working on any of these. I would love to. I always look at these Smashbox palettes that I bought based on the recommendation of Emily Noel and have never really used. I think I've used this Smashbox one at least once, but oh, it just makes me so sad that I have these 3 amazing palettes and I haven't used them. One of these years, I'm going to get the courage to put them as a Pan palette, so we'll see. But we are still at 9 for this category, and we are done talking about eyeshadows. Okay, this is my inventory of black eyeliners. I was at 47 last year. I am down to 46 this year. Out of the eyeliners I had last year, 4 of them were either used up or dried out. 3 were dried out, 1 was used up. So 4 of my older eyeliners did leave, and then these 3 came in when I went crazy with Marc Jacobs. They're all Marc Jacobs eyeliners. Currently I'm working on these 2. This is my highliner from Marc Jacobs, and this is a Physicians Formula black liquid eyeliner. So this number only went down by 1, but 4 of the eyeliners I had previously left. So I'm not happy that, look, if Marc Jacobs wouldn't have done what they did, I wouldn't have bought them, but I made a judgment call. And now that Marc Jacobs appears to be gone for good, I have no regrets about it, but I wish this number would have gone down by 4 and not just 1. But I have 46 black eyeliners. Okay, up next is my inventory of brown eyeliners. I had 29 last year and I am up to 31. These 3 from Marc Jacobs came into my life and I used up 1. So that's how I ended up with 31. Again, same as last situation. I'm not happy this number went up, but I'm kind of glad I got some of these eyeliners before I couldn't get them anymore. I am not currently working on any of these brown eyeliners, but I do need to pick one to work on. I'd like to have a brown eyeliner on hand. There are just some looks that I feel like my black eyeliner is just too much. So I need to pick one of these to work on this year. Okay, here are the rest of my eyeliners. These are colors of different types. I have like silvers and grays over here, nudes and champagnes and whites over here, purples, blues, greens. These are the 4 eyeliners I'm currently working on. I have 2 purple ones that are in my 50 Shades of Purple, this gold one, which is in maybe my Roulette Pan collab, and this blue one, which is in my Panner's Pan project. Here are the 4 new ones that came in. All Marc Jacobs, of course, all from that sale when I panicked. Last year, this inventory number was at 38. I used up 1 eyeliner, a blue one, and these 4 new ones came in. So we are up to 41. So this category did go up by 3. In addition to working on these more, which I need to do, I really have been thinking a lot about this eyeliner right here. This is Tealo from MAC. This is Tealo from MAC, and I would love to put this in a project this year. It's just a teal green color, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I'm hoping I could put that in a project this year. Other than that, though, I don't have any other plans for these. Okay, this is the final post for this part of my inventory. This was a long one to prep for. This is my mascaras. I have a lot. I've had a lot for a long time. I don't feel like it's been so crazy, but there was a time where I was getting mascaras sent to me like crazy. I have paid for very few of these mascaras. In fact, most of them were sent to me for free, either through gifts with purchase or subscription bags or boxes. Lots of mascaras. Last year I had 62 mascaras and no mascara primers. This year I have 58 mascaras and 1 mascara primer. Currently I'm working with these 3 right here. This is my Essence mascara primer. It's probably more than half gone. It's getting a little thinner. And I'm working on this Touch and Soul Stretch X mascara for my lower lashes and this Lancome mascara for my upper lashes. I feel like I've been working with all 3 of these mascaras for a very long time. They're probably getting towards the end of their life. So it'll be time to pick a new one soon. But yeah, I'm happy that this category went down by 4 this year. I'm very happy. And I have no idea what I'm going to pick next. I have been trying to use and enjoy my higher end mascaras while they're still good, with the assumption that some of these will just be dried out and too old to use at some point. So I'm trying to get in the nice ones first. I do have one more Lancome mascara right here. So maybe I'll use that one next. I'm not sure. But I'm really happy to be out of the 60s. At the worst, at the highest, I was at 74 mascaras. So we've gone from 74 to 58 over the years. I'm happy with that. Okay, surprise, surprise. I just found another mascara. That makes my overall count 59 plus 1. Ugh. Glad I caught it before I posted anything. So we are at 59 mascaras plus 1 primer. Okay, that is going to wrap it up for part 4 of my makeup inventory. Thank you so very much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will meet you back here tomorrow for part 5 of my makeup inventory. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.